Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Cop Council. How are we all? Hopefully, all of you are on a fantastic day from wherever you are around the world, and welcome back to our post-match reaction to Liverpool's nil-nil draw against, of course, Crystal Palace. Again, it was not the best of results for the Reds tonight. Again, the performance was not good enough, and just all round yet again more questions than answers for the Reds in tonight's game. But again, guys, let me know how you lot are feeling about it. Let me know how you lot are dealing with it as well, because again, it was very much disappointing again from the Reds. I think, look, I can say lackadaisical. It wasn't. It was realistically, you could have gone watched the first 10 minutes of the game and literally gone had a cuppa and just not watched the rest of it. It was abysmal, wasn't it? Again, midfield, I think a huge talking point. Of course, and I know plenty of other people will have different thoughts and different opinions as well. So let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments as well. If anyone's new around here as well, then please hit that like button, please hit that subscribe button as well, and please hit that share button as well. But Phil says pathetic as well. Yeah, it was. At times tonight, it wasn't. There was certain bits that was okay. Like it wasn't even. No, it wasn't even the whole game. What was good, or there wasn't, let's say, big periods of the game that was good for the Reds. It was just minute, minute stuff in the game where Salah had a good chance, Jota had a few good chances as well. I think Salah obviously hitting the post, hitting the crossbar, I should say, in some aspects of the game. I think he hit the crossbar in the second half, and I think made a good save from the Palace keeper in the first half. And Jota again, his first couple of games back hasn't been Jota-esque, but again getting back to full fitness, despite being out for what nearly 4 or 5 months of the season. Again, Liverpool at the moment are a bit disjointed up front because again, no Darwin Núñez tonight due to him being out injured. Of course, with his collar, looks to be all okay for midweek, as far as what Jurgen was saying. But again, that Madrid game looked to be a gamble to play him, and again, it wasn't good enough tonight. When again, it didn't need to be, like, we needed to be more clinical in more areas. Like Jurgen mentioned after the press conference, we needed Darwin tonight, and he was a massive miss because again, running in behind, there was no clear cut chances made tonight. It was just, well, boring. I think is the best word to use in the attacking phase of things. But then even still, no real chances created in that regard as well. So again, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below as well. Traps in saying null and void the season. I absolutely agree with you on that. Fair result in my opinion. Not much chances created. Better point and result for Palace. Not the end of the world as we have a game in hand, but we need to make these games count, and this gives Spurs a huge advantage in the top four race as well. Yeah, again, we'll actually take a quick look at the table if I can quickly get it up for you guys as well. But for me, it does massively feel like a missed opportunity for the Reds, especially with obviously Chelsea and Spurs playing each other tomorrow. That game, both of them can draw in that game, drops points for Liverpool, helps Liverpool out in that regard. But obviously with Wolves, our game in hand in midweek, it does feel like a missed opportunity for Liverpool. If I can quickly get up the table, where has that gone? There it is. But yeah, right now, anyway, as you guys can hopefully see, right now, there we go. Let me quickly get me off the screen. And Chris's comment off the screen as well. Yeah, Liverpool are now at seventh, 36 points. Again, if we had won tonight, you're looking then on 38 points with one, 2 games then in hand on Fulham. Um, and again, when we're talking about Spurs and Newcastle, 38 points, and they're on both on 41 and 42. Considering what could potentially happen tomorrow, it does massively feel like a missed opportunity for Liverpool in the top 4 race again. But like we said, it's not as well as like Chris has mentioned there. It's not the end of the world that Liverpool got a point tonight. I think I said it last night with Jack that if Liverpool were to get a point, it wouldn't be the end of the world in that aspect. But that performance again tonight, and I know Liverpool aren't filled with confidence at the moment, obviously with what happened midweek against Madrid and what's happened this season in general. Tonight again, it felt like a missed opportunity, and plus, when we've been in these types of situations before, we've gone on to put on an extra attacker, put on an extra player, and go and try and win these games. Tonight we didn't do that. Tonight we decided to, replace man for man. You look at the midfield. Obviously, Naby got taken off Harvey Elliott because I think if Naby had stayed on the pitch a moment longer, I think he would have been sent off tonight. Again, the substitution between Jota and Firmino and Gakpo, getting taken off. I don't really understand that. Liverpool, we've spoken about them plenty of months and plenty of seasons about them putting on an extra player and going on to win the game. That wasn't that tonight. It was like, okay, we'll take the point. It's not. We talk about Liverpool being mentality monsters, and we talk about Liverpool, trying to go after top 4. And that isn't what we do. That's not Liverpool. That's not the Liverpool that we've known and loved over the past couple of seasons, where we put on an extra man and we go and fight for that result. Maybe if Darwin's on the pitch, maybe Klopp thinks a bit differently with that. But even still, I would have much rather preferred to have a front 4 of Gakpo, Firmino, Jota, and Salah on at the same time than rather just swap them out for one another. I would have much rather that tonight. Just have a go at it. At the end of the day, oh yes, it's a point. We're more we're better off than what we was this time a couple of hours ago, but it just still feels like a missed opportunity. I don't know if that's just my thoughts and my opinions on that, but I do feel like we missed the ball tonight in that regard. But again, guys, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below as well. But Albert says, "What was the point? What point do we say enough of Klopp? This is just Shabba. Never, lads. Again, in my opinion, if this upsets you, I'm sorry if it does. If you are Jurgen Klopp out, please go and give your head a wobble. You can be angry at his tactics. You can go and debate about a few things as well. But again, for me, Jurgen Klopp is the only man to take this forward. If you think there's someone else better to do it, please let them come in and let them sort out this mess. Because realistically, in my opinion, there's no other man in Europe that could, or in the world, could do what Jurgen Klopp is doing at the minute in that regard. But Albert, in my opinion, again, tactically, fair enough. You can have a go at him, like I just said about changing it and going into a 4-2-3-1 and trying to do it that way. But again, just for me, I don't get why we didn't leave that extra attacker on to go and win the game. The game was there to be won, and we didn't do that. Van Dijk looked better and Matip 100 times better than Gomez. Well, Gomez is currently injured, isn't he? But again, after tonight, he definitely wouldn't have wanted to, or Liverpool should definitely not been able to play him anyway, because again, Jesus Christ, that would have been a nightmare if Joe Gomez was there tonight anyway. But I feel, and to make things worse, United to win 3 cups tomorrow's 3. How would it be 3? Am I missing something here? I don't know, but anyway, yeah, Newcastle are going to win tomorrow, 100%. The biggest problem was taking Gakpo off for Bajcetic off. We haven't got an amazing options off the bench, says Jack. No, we haven't, to be fair. And as Phil says with a typo as well. Yeah, obviously, I think that United tomorrow, it's not the best, is it? We're saying this. Obviously, I've got an uncle that is a Manchester United supporter, and like he was saying, like I'd much rather go on and try and win the Europa League and the Carabao Cup than get top four. And I'm like, I wish that was, I wish that was our problem this season in that regard as well. But again, like United, we're nowhere near them at the moment, and we're nowhere near, in particular, trying to go on and do those types of things. We have to, completely focus on, just top, just fourth at the moment. It's not even a conversation in that regard as well, because again, you look at it tonight, as as Jack mentioned just then, in terms of no proper players off the bench. That it's 100% true. You look at Gakpo, you look at Firmino. Those two, when they do, when Liverpool have the likes of Nunes and Salah and potentially Diaz in the future, they'll be the impact subs. But when, of course, for example, like tonight, when Darwin and like a Luis Diaz isn't there, and of course Luis Diaz hasn't been there for a while, but you're only going to have one of them to make an impact. And tonight, was Roberto Firmino an impact as such? Probably not. But again, it's like we said, when you're taking like for like off, like Jota came off for Firmino, obviously, like Jack just mentioned, Gakpo went off for Bajcetic, and Trent went off as well for James Milner to go into right back position. For me, I just don't get why we didn't go 4-2-3-1 and try to win the game. Because again, Palace didn't really create much. It was practically what, again, Liverpool's own mistakes was costing us at times, like that. Those two chances in the first half. I think the one where the Palace striker had a shot on target, and I think it hit the post as well. That was on Trent. If that had gone in, everyone would have remembered that, and everyone would have been having a go at Trent in that regard. But it was, for me, every creation by Crystal Palace was Liverpool's mistake, and that's been a major topic the entire season. And it's like we said, we know the team is struggling mentally. We know the team is struggling for form. But when you think about it, last three games in the league, we've got 3 clean sheets. 7 points out of the last 3 games. It's decent when you look at it like that. But then when you look at the performance level, and if you was to watch, the game from minute 1 to minute 90, you wouldn't believe Liverpool got 7 points out the last 3 games with Everton at home, Newcastle away, and Palace away as well. But even still, we've got Wolves midweek, we've got United at the end of the week as well next weekend. That's going to be horrific, next week if Liverpool, if we don't have Darwin Nunes, we don't have the players available. Thiago as well, that whole rumor of him potentially being back next week as well. That's another a thing where isn't it, like same with Canate, for example. Obviously he wasn't around tonight, but again, it's just Liverpool at the moment. For me, they are just scratching and crawling right now for anything, and it's not even close at the moment in terms of us trying to find a solution in that regard and not go back to a 4-2-3-1 or stick with a 4-3-3, or you get what I mean anyway, guys. Anyway, guys, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments as well, because again, I want to know your guys' thoughts as well. Doug's in saying that was so poor as well. Yeah, it was pretty poor tonight, wasn't it? It was pretty, I think the correct word is shite. It was pretty shite in that regard. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it there for tonight. Anyway, I can only do a short stream for tonight. Anyway, apologies that it is such a short stream, but I do have to head off in a brief moment. Anyway, if you guys are new around here as well and do like the content, then please hit that like button, please hit that subscribe button as well, because it is very much appreciated. Again, apologies that it's such a short stream, 15-20 minute show. Again, hopefully we'll be live tomorrow doing a more in-depth post-match. Hopefully we'll have a couple of people on. As always, I always say this though, and we don't end up getting people on. But look, at the end of the day, I try. But hopefully, obviously the Reds obviously now have a couple of days off. Now we go again against Wolves, and hopefully we can bounce back in midweek anyway. But of course, we'll be live with any other news or any other topics for you guys anyway. But I've been Connor from the Cup Council. I'll see you all later. Ta-ra.